Episode 29, Bertha Benz's Journey, Part 2, Fuel. After traveling for a long time, Bertha passed through Heidelberg and was passing through a village called Wiesloch. Bertha saw a pharmacy on Wiesloch's main street and parked the Motorwagen in front of it. When this unfamiliar form of vehicle appeared, it drew the attention of the townspeople, and people gathered to inspect the Motorwagen. As Bertha stepped out of the Motorwagen, curious onlookers approached her and expressed their curiosity. A man examined the vehicle closely and started a conversation with her. He looked at the Motorwagen with fascinated eyes, noticing how it differed greatly from existing steam or gas-powered carriages, and wondered who had created it. Bertha kindly responded to his question, explaining that the vehicle was built by her husband, and that it used petroleum-based ligroin as fuel instead of steam or gas. Impressed by her words, the man asked if he could take a closer look at the Motorwagen. Bertha gladly agreed, but asked him not to touch the vehicle. Then, after instructing her two sons to watch over the Motorwagen, she entered the pharmacy. The pharmacist was already examining the curious carriage outside with interest. When Bertha entered, he returned to his counter, greeted her, and asked what she needed. Bertha ordered 3 bottles of ligroin. With a puzzled expression, the pharmacist wondered what she needed so much. Ligroin 4, and Bertha explained that it served as fuel for the vehicle parked outside. Hearing this, the pharmacist was astonished. He found it astonishing that a car could run on ligroin. He marveled at how fast the world was changing, and Bertha smiled confidently, certain that this carriage would spread worldwide. Ligroin means solvent and is a type of petroleum. At that time, ligroin was widely available and among the most commonly used fuels in the world. At this point, let's take a brief detour to learn about crude oil. Ligroin, diesel, gasoline, kerosene, and others are all products derived from refining crude oil, which is a brown liquid. The separation process occurs in a distillation tower, where various fuels are produced by exploiting their different boiling points. By gradually raising the temperature from the lowest, the first substance distilled from crude oil is propane. Propane, having the lowest boiling point, is collected and liquefied to become LPG. Next in sequence is gasoline, which has a higher boiling point. Gasoline is called so because it naturally evaporates in air. Kerosene is the second highest boiling point after gasoline. Kerosene gets its name because its density is similar to water. Diesel and diesel are the second highest boiling points after kerosene. Diesel, also known as kerosene, is lighter than water. Next to diesel is heavy oil bunker, sea oil, which is denser than water. Since it's heavier than water for the same volume, it's called heavy oil and used later as ship fuel. The residual waste left after extracting heavy oil is called asphalt. As many readers know, asphalt is used for paving roads. Each boiling point is 25 degrees for propane, 20 to 150 degrees for gasoline, 150 to 240 degrees for kerosene, 220 to 250 degrees for diesel, and 350 degrees for heavy oil. If gasoline is further subdivided among those classified in crude oil, naphtha comes out. Naphtha serves as a basic raw material for petrochemical industries, and through further precise distillation processes, it becomes ligroin. Ligroin means a liquid used to dissolve or mix other substances, and when Benz and Daimler studied it, it was a stain on clothes or a role in melting these substances. Ligroin is still used today in various fields, including manufacturing synthetic fuels like Xenox and counterfeit gasoline. Speaking of oil, if you look a little more at gasoline and diesel, which are fuels for cars in operation, gasoline cars and diesel cars have different fuel combustion methods. A gasoline engine ignites the fuel-air mixture with a spark plug. A diesel engine compresses the diesel-air mixture under high pressure. When compressed, this mixture creates high heat, which leads to combustion. Therefore, if fuel that is not suitable for the car is injected, combustion does not occur, causing the engine to fail and the hassle of having to clean the engine. Meanwhile, having obtained fuel from the pharmacy, Bertha came outside. Outside, many people had gathered to see the Benz Motorwagen, and Eugen and Richard, who were riding inside, were overwhelmed by the barrage of questions. Bertha smiled at the sight. This was exactly the publicity effect Bertha had ultimately wanted. Smiling, Bertha went to the Motorwagen where Eugen and Richard were and answered many questions, inviting anyone interested to visit Benz in Mannheim for more details or to purchase a Motorwagen. Leaving the crowd behind, Bertha set off again toward her mother's home in Pforzheim. Today there is a statue of the three of them at the pharmacy in Wiesloch, commemorating Bertha and her two sons' passage.
This video continues as a series. Subscribe and you'll get a notification as soon as the next story comes up. Subscribe now and don't miss the next episode.